A big welcome to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today we're here with another match.
Crushing the meta!
In this match we'll explain how the game of Vanguard works, so the game mechanic, but this time with more skills, so the skills of the cards. We start the game the same way, so you have your Vanguard, you choose a grade 0 and you place it face down on the Guardian Circle, shuffle your deck, which has 49 cards, and you give it to your opponent to give it a clean cut or reshuffle it if they want to. I would like to give it a cut.
It's important, guys, even if you choose not to shuffle or your opponent chooses not to shuffle, you still get to, you may still shuffle this deck like you just saw. It's not like if one doesn't do it, the other doesn't do it. It's literally your choice.
So you draw 5 cards, and this time we will not show it to you guys what we have. So, because I have this perfect hand, which I normally don't get, I would like to keep my hand. Yes,
Alright.
Keeping my hand.
Alright, I'm a bit scared here. I'll redraw you, and you.
By keeping your hand, of course, you don't get the reshuffle, so you don't shuffle your deck, you don't do anything, so you wait for your opponent patiently to shuffle his deck.
Now, little pro tip, the thing D-Boy just did also is a little psychological effect, because it makes me know he has everything in hand that he needs. And that's a scary thought.
Right, yep. So, now we have our hands and we are ready to go. First, we see who starts, so let's say the higher start. At 3.
That's a 3. That's an 8, which means I get the start.
As always.
As always.
So, we say, stand up.
Stand up, my Vanguard.
Vanguard.
Now, of course we do stand and draw. So I draw 1 card. And first thing to know about most of the starters, basically all of them except the ones that have 6,000, when you write over them, instead of having to keep them here, which is by the way the soul, we'll get to that later, you have a skill called Forerunner. And Forerunner allows you to call the card out of your soul to any of the rearguard circles. In most cases, you pull it right back, but I'm going to put it right there.
Yes. Something that is very simple about the game of Vanguard, when you read the cards, even if you haven't played any other card game, the cards are very simple. So the Forerunner ability, when you read the card, which I will show you on the screen, you have the Forerunner ability and it's said, like literally, when a unit in the same clan rides this unit, so he put it on the top of him, you can call this unit to a rearguard circle, which these are the rearguard circles. So let's do this again. He has his Vanguard, he rides on the top of him, the skill would trigger, can call him to any rearguard circle that you want, and he calls it there. Remember, you can't move it sideways, you can move it up and down, only in your main phase. Okay?
Well, since this is the first turn, as we discussed, nothing else to do, so I give the turn to D-Boy.
Yes, so my turn. I stand off my units, which are stand, and I draw a card. I would like to write into the next grade, which in this time, it's Wonder Boy. So write the Wonder Boy, and I call my starter sideways to the rearguard up here. I will tell you why later. So, this point on, I'd like to attack my opponent Vanguard.
And I will not guard that attack.
My unit is 8k, his unit is 8k, so the attack will go through. But first, a drive check. Drive check, nothing, so this card will go to my hand.
Which means I have to take 1 damage. So we do the damage check, we get a critical trigger, which means we give 5,000 power to a unit.
If I had more rearguards to attack, then his Vanguard will benefit from having the power. And the extra critical, he could give it to any of his units, but the critical would not do much. So in this case, I don't have any other units to attack, so I will end my turn, and the power will go away.
Then I have to do the stance, there we are, and draw. Next up, I will write into the Helen. Now I will do something called the counter blast. By flipping a damage you took face down, you activate a counter blast. And a lot of cards with skills use that as a cost. In my case, it's for Conroe. Conroe says, and this is important, an act skill, which is something you can do during your main phase, when he's on a rear guard circle, the R. You can counter blast 1. The purple card means counter blast, and the 1 is the amount. And retire this unit. That's the cost. So I've paid that cost, and now I get to search my deck for a grade 1 or lower and put it into my hand.
The cards that he get to his hand, you will have to show it to your opponent. So you show me the card.
This is the one, so
Yes.
he can confirm
It's a great one. And of course, because of Conroe's own ability, he will retire himself.
Right. Now it's important to know that not all cards say that you have to show it. This one says reveal it to your opponent, so you have to.
Yeah. Just read the complete text before you get the skills off. It's very important to learn your own cards.
Exactly, so you don't make that kind of mistake.
Yep.
Next off, we call a Velocious Dragon. And we call the Grey One, we just searched for it. I will attack. 14. No, we'll attack like this. 15k on the Vanguard.
I would like to say no card.
Now, the thing is, before he does that, this is not a must, but this is something that D-Boy and I highly recommend for you to do. This card has an ability, it's called an on-hit ability. It means that if this card hits, a skill will go off. And it's polite to inform my opponent, this card has an on-hit ability, before he decides if he wants to guard or not.
Remember guys, in the game of Vanguard or in any other card game or even in your normal life, when you're polite, your opponent will do the same. Like, we have a lot of players on our team that wins a lot of big tournaments and still be polite and have fun while doing so. It's up to you to be a jerk or to be a gentleman or whatever you want to call it, but it's nice to tell your opponent that you have a hit ability. You don't have to expect your opponent to tell you that they have a hit ability, but you can tell them, like, does it have a hit ability? And your opponent will confirm yes it does, or the booster does, or anything does.
D-Boy lets my attack hit,
Yes.
which means he has to take 1 damage.
So I flip the first card open.
And
It's
at that
nothing.
point, the hit has been confirmed. I get to say, well, my ability allows me to countercharge. And a countercharge is flipping a used counterblast, so with damage this face down, back face up, so you can use it once more.
Okay.
That's just what we did.
Okay.
Next, I will attack with my Nephilim on his Wonder Boy.
So Nehalem attack is 10k. I would like to guard the attack, so I'll put a 5k.
Alright.
Again, my Vanguard will be 13k. The shield will be at 2 the power of the unit, and this would be a 1 to pass.
So now we go to the drive check. We get nothing, so the guard has been successful. And the card goes to my hand.
Yes. And the guarding unit goes to the drop zone.
No, on my turn.
I'll stand and draw. And now, of course, I will show you what Sparkers is all about. Right into Mason. My favorite unit by all time. And I will call a Panther. It's up to me to call him whatever I want. So I could make this column stronger, or I could make column in another column. This time I would like to call him right here. I'll call a Wonder Boy. Dudley Mason will declare an attack on your Vanguard. This is 17 and it has an on-hit ability.
As painful as it is, I will try to guard it. 1 to pass.
And this is when I say, are you sure?
And this is where I get very insecure, but yes, I am sure.
So I check the top card of my deck, and of course it's a trigger. And I could give the power to my Vanguard, which would let the attack go through, because he's on 20k, and I will be on, let's see, I was on 13, so I will be on, no, I was on 17, I'll be on 22, so the attack will go through. and it's up to me to give the critical to my Vanguard or my rearguards. In this case, I will give it to the rearguards. And this is something very strange, but I will show you later why. So, he takes only 1 damage. The guard breaks, it goes to my hands, and he takes 1 damage.
I take the damage.
Skills of Deadly Mason will go off whenever he hits, which I confirmed it. I counterblast 1, and I put 1 card from my hands to my soul. Soul is the cards beneath your Vanguard. And I check my deck for any units and call it to an open rearguard circle. This case, I would like to call a Skydiver. The Skydiver is a grade 3. This is a superior call, so you can't call units which are higher number of attack or of grade if the Vanguard said so, which Dudley Mason said you can call any unit from your deck when the attack hits. Shuffle my deck and give it back to my opponent. Now I can attack 1 more. Skydiver will attack your rearguard, and Skydiver has an on-hit ability. Guard. So the guard is good. I will attack again. This will be 15k, and I would like to attack your rearguard again because he has a very good skill. So this is 15 to your rearguard.
This might not be the best decision in the game, but it's a great opportunity. I will use a perfect guard. Now, what does a perfect guard do? First of all, you can only have 4 of them in your deck, and they're marked with the word Sentinel, which is not on this one yet, but they'll be in any later printed perfect cards. This unit completely nullifies any attack that has been declared. It is an unbreakable shield, as long as there is not a certain card that can remove certain things from the play. And this means that D-Boy's attack will not hit. Now, why is this a bit weird at this point? It's usually way later that you actually want to use a card like this. So, I stopped his attack.
So the units, the power will go away, and the critical, and I got the end phase. But before that, I would like to explain why I gave the critical to my units. So, when I called the Skydiver is only 11k. So if he will take 2 damage, there are more possible ways that you could get a damage check trigger. So he could power up his Vanguard or Rearguard, and that would make my 2 other units attack less good. Also, this unit has the critical trigger. So you would say this would be 15k on his Vanguard, which will do him 2 damage. He has to guard. But by attacking his Rearguard, I could read his hand. Like, does he really want to keep the Rearguard, or maybe he's retire it? So it depends on your plan, the playstyle. It's up to you to do. What's logically, it was smarter maybe to put the critical on Vanguard, do him more damage, but this way I could rush him more and get rid of more resources. So that's it for my turn, and it's back to placing.
Stand and draw a card. And then we'll go into grade 3, which is Dragonic Overlord. Now, another thing that maybe D-Boy considered is that this is a cost resource. And I can't pay for the cost if I don't have enough. This card uses 3 counter blasts, which I don't have right now. So, another benefit for not rushing me with a critical. I will attack for 15k on your rear guard.
So it's up to me to guard, but I would like to say a no guard. So my rear guard will retire.
And then I will attack with 11k on the Vanguard.
I would say no guard again.
Okay. We'll do a first check, which is a critical trigger. And I'll give the crit to my Vanguard. Power to my rear guard.
The reason why he gives the power to the rear guard is he could get a stand trigger, and the stand trigger could never stand the Vanguard, so it could restand the rear guard, so he has the power. this attack already went through, so giving the critical to the Vanguard is smart. There is no reason to give the critical to the Vanguard because you would never know what you get next.
Basically, giving the crit here would be a waste, and giving the power here would be a waste. And this way, this is a gamble, and this is a sure thing.
This goes to your hand.
Exactly.
And we show the next one.
Then we get another critical trigger. Now, we have to give the power away, but we already know this will not be a restand, but this will deal 3 damage
Yes.
to D-Boy.
So, the normal cards have 1 critical, so it does 1 damage. The drive check 2 criticals, so I get 3 damage. 1 by 1. The first is a Dudley Mason, goes to the damage. The second is a draw trigger. I give power to one of my units, which in this case it doesn't matter because he doesn't have any more attacking units, but I will give it to the Vanguard anyway. And I get the bonus to draw an extra card, so I draw. You do things 1 by 1. So drive check, give power, draw, and then it goes to damage. Then you get the 1 more damage.
Oh,
This is something very interesting. We got a heal trigger. The heal trigger will activate from here, from the damage check. Not when it goes right here, all activates right here. Heal trigger will activate because I have more damage than my opponent, so I could heal 1 of my damage and it goes to the drop zone. It's up to me to choose which one. In this case, I will choose the face down card because then I will have more costs to pay. So this card goes to the drop zone and I give 1 of my units an extra 5k, which doesn't matter in this case, but I would like to give it to this guy now. This unit goes to the damage zone as well.
and then I'll end my turn.
All the power will go away. So I got lucky with the heal trigger and I begin my turn with standing all of my units back again and draw. Now I get to upgrade to the next grade, which is my final grade. So I go to General Siegfried and I call it a Juggernaut Maximum and a Gloria. This will be a full onslaught spike where they're insanely attack. So let's see what this could do. First, I would like to attack with the Juggernauts, boosted by my starter. The Juggernaut skill will activate, which means that I could Soul Blast 1, and he will get an extra 5k. The power that given to Juggernaut will also means that he will go back to the deck at the end of the attack. But that's his ability, you can read him. And then I will activate the skill of my starter, which gives the attacking unit an extra 3k, and at the end of the battle, it goes to the bottom of the deck. So this will be an attack of, this is 16, 21, 24 on his Vanguard.
This is a 1 damage hit, and it is going to cost me a lot of resources to stop it. I'm only at 2, so I'm going to say I won't guard it. That's unfortunate.
So now, this goes back to the deck. 2 skills goes off. The skill of him to go back to the deck and shuffle your deck, and the skill of him which put this unit on the bottom of the deck. The 2 skills activate at the same time, so it's up to me to choose which one I want to apply. I would like to apply his skill to shuffle my deck. And the reason for that is that he has a very interesting skill. So I shuffle my deck, and I would like to give it back to my opponent. So he doesn't want to cut it, goes back. Now I attack the Vanguards. Activate General Siegfried's skill. When he attacks and he's boosted by a Spike Roller unit, he gets an extra 3k, which makes this attack 21.
I will not guard it.
So I get the Twin Drive. The first is a Juggernaut Maximum. The skill of Siegfried goes off, which means when I drive check a grade 3, I may call it to an open Vanguard circle. That's when it goes. The second check is a high speed ride. Goes to my hand.
I will take 1 damage. Of course, let's do it. Good play.
Yep.
And then there. If you see more casual plays and stuff, people will often just pick up the card and put it there right
Yeah.
away. But this is the proper way to do it.
it does make a difference when you get trigger, especially heal trigger, which is very important to first put it on the damage check or drive check or check zone and then do it in the damage pile. Then I would like to attack with the Skydiver. This would be an 18 on your Vanguard with a hit ability.
I will guard that one.
Yep. I would like to activate Gloria skill. At the end of the battle, she's boosted strike with the unit. You may counterblast 1, put the attacking unit on the bottom of your deck, and you may draw an extra card. So, you attack and you still get resources back to be able to defend. Then Juggernaut will attack, and I would like to declare an attack on your Vanguard, activating his skill, Soul Blast again, and he gets an extra 5k, which makes this attack 16 on your Vanguard.
Guard.
Yep. Juggernaut skill goes back to the deck, and I reshuffle my deck again. The power will go away. And I let my opponent cut my deck if they want to.
Now, if we are really lucky, we're gonna see another one of these.
Let's hope.
Let's hope so.
I end my turn.
Now, first stand, and I will draw. Unfortunately, it's not. Let's see what we can do here.
So this is something very interesting. While playing skills, keep in mind your opponent's Vanguard and Vanguard abilities. Because Kaigura is now playing against Spike have the ability to go back to the deck and call more units. In this case, Dragonic Overlord's skill is very good. Counterblast of 3, he could attack a Vanguard, and after the attack, if he hits, he could restand. But in this case, I don't have a Vanguard left, because he can only attack the front row. So in this case, his skill would only power him up, but it would not be able to attack the Vanguard.
Which is of course a shame, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna play 3 counterblasts in use Dragonic Overlord skill. Now, like D-Boy said, it's only gonna make him a little bit stronger, but that might just push us to victory. Next, I'm gonna call another one of these, and we'll attack for 15 on the Vanguard.
15 on the Vanguard. I would like to guard the attack. If I put a 5k guard in here, then the attack will still go through. So I will have to put another card to guard the attack. So this would be 20k. It's up to you to guard with as many cards from your hand as you want. In this case, I would like to guard with these 2. They goes to the drop zone, and the attack is guarded.
Next, we'll attack with 22 on the Vanguard.
This is of course very strong. A 22 attack on my Vanguard, I would have to say no guard.
Right. We'll do our drive check. First check is a draw trigger. Give the power. Draw another extra extra card. Now we do our second check, which is a heal trigger. I have more damage than D-Boy.
First, this guy goes to his hand, and because he has more damage, of
I
course.
get to heal 1 and add another 5k.
So 1 damage, I have to do a damage check, which is a critical trigger. I give one of my units an extra 5k, and the critical will go to the damage.
Then I have to end my turn and take all the power away.
Power will go away, and I stand all of my units, and I draw a card. So from this moment on, as we said in the last video, the game will go on and on and on, but we will play this out to see how the game will end. So I would like to call more units. So let's call General Siegfried, and let's hope we get another grade 3. So first, I attack your Vanguard with my Siegfried, activate his ability, he gets an extra 3k, makes him a 21.
I will
your
not
Vanguard.
guard this one.
First check is a Skydiver. Because this deck plays a lot of grade 3s, of course the possibility to get the grade 3s back is huge, and you shuffle your deck so they are put on top as well. His skill activates, which could call units on an open regular circle, which I called right here. The second check is a perfect card, goes to my hand.
Damage check.
from now on, I would like to say Skydiver attacks your Vanguards, activate his skill, give the Skydiver an extra 3k. So this would be 24, let me see, it's 16, it's 19 on your Vanguard with an hit ability.
Guard.
Skydiver go to the bottom of the deck because of his skill. And then General Siegfried would attack your Vanguard.
I will guard once more.
Yep. Gloria's skill will go off again, leaving the open rearguard so I don't give him way to attack my rearguards again. And of course, I counterblast and I draw an extra card. And that's it for my turn. So it's Blazing turn again.
Stand. And draw. Now, what we did not cover, what we said in the last video is that the Great Free is the final form, but sometimes, like in my case right now, you want to write again over your Great Free. In my case, I'll be writing to Dragonic Overlord, the end. Now, if Dragonic Overlord, the end, is on the field, and I have a Dragonic Overlord in my soul, he gets an extra 2k. What I will do is call Draw Trigger. And the Draw Trigger has a skill as well. There are some triggers that have abilities. This one says I can counterblast one, put this one in the soul, and then retire a grade 0 from my opponent's field. I will pick D-Boy Starter.
So this is very strategically good because when retiring this starter, I would have to leave a rearguard right here because he is the one that puts all the rearguards back to the deck. So he retires my units, and that's not the only thing that he does.
Exactly, because my grade 1s have another skill. When something is retired, they gain 3000 power. Which means we might be able to go for a final push. Now, unfortunately, we couldn't go for the Ends effect because it's one of the cards that has another additional requirement. This one says, discard a card with Dragonic Overlord from the end from your hand. And, well, those are here. So we couldn't. But we're going to see what we can do with this power.
You could always get one with your drive check.
So we might still have a chance. We attack with 9 plus 9 is 18 on the Vanguard with a hit effect.
Yes. The thing is, if this unit hits, he will get the extra counterblast that he needs for his Vanguard. But I can't risk on getting this attack, guarding this attack, and taking this one because this one could go critical and that would finish me off. So I will take this one and guard this one. So first, I do a damage check, which is perfect.
Which is very good. I get the 1 counter charge.
I give 5k to my Vanguards.
Then we'll attack with this one, which is 22.
In this case, I would like to put a guard, which is the perfect guard that I just got from my drive check. I discard a card from my hand, and I will be able to nullify the attack.
We get the drive check. The first check is nothing. The second check is also nothing.
The guard will break.
But the attack is also ended.
Yep. Power will go away, and I restand, and I draw. So, as you can see, the thing that he just did is also retiring my field. That's what Kagero is known about. So, even that I survived, I could not make a very strong turn right now because I don't really have the resources. So it's up to me to go full out, onslaught, or to wait another turn. In this case, I never like to wait. So I call all of my units, my heal triggers, my perfect guards. I would like to just attack. So first, let's go for the rear guards. This would be, let's see, it's 13 on your rear guard.
No, you know what? I can have that.
I'll activate Gloria's skill to put the perfect guard on the bottom of my deck and draw a new card. Siegfried will attack your Vanguard. Battle skill activate. Drive check. Nothing. Second check. is also nothing. So they go into my hands, and this attack will not be able to hit his Vanguard because he still has the 2k, of course. So I would have to finish my turn. It's up to Glacian again.
I will stand my units and then draw. And I will call this unit. This one has a skill that if I have a Dragonic Overlord Vanguard, he gets an additional 3k during the attack. Which is really nice right now. Still, we can't use any other skills yet, so let's see what our drive check gives us. This will be 18 on your Vanguard.
I would like to guards. This is 15. This is 20.
Okay.
Go to the drop zone.
And then we attack for 19.
So, unfortunately, because I called all of my units and I was reckless, I can't guard anymore. So I would say no guard.
First check is nothing. Second check is also nothing.
So if I take the damage, I will lose. But if I get the heal trigger, then I might live.
Let's see what happens.
It is a trigger, which is a draw trigger. So I give power to all one of my units, and I draw a card, and then the damage will go there. And that's it.
Concludes our game.
Yeah.
Well played, D-Boy.
Thanks for the game. And that's it for the game. So end up with 6 damage and well played. So thanks guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Until next time.